Greetings to all. This is Ashwati Nair, currently pursuing Masters in Pharmaceutical Analysis at Principal K. M. Kundarani College of Pharmacy, Mumbai, Maharashtra, India. I am here before you to present my views on an overview of polycystic ovarian syndrome. So let's get started. Let's first see what does PCOS mean. If we see the ultrasound image of the normal ovaries versus the polycystic ovaries, we can see the difference, as in the follicles get entrapped in the polycystic ovaries, which is not seen in the normal ovary. This is one of the symptoms of women suffering with PCOS, medical terminologically explained as a variable disorder that is marked specially by oligomenorrhea, which is irregular menstrual cycle, hirsutism, that is excessive hair growth, obesity, infertility, and ovarian cysts, and it is usually initiated by the elevated levels of the hormones like luteinizing hormone, androgen, estrogens, which results in the abnormal cycle of the gonadotropin release by the pituitary gland. There are two manifestations of the women with PCOS, mainly hyperandrogenism, that is increase in the male hormone in the female's body, characterized by hirsutism, acne, alopecia. Alopecia is the male pattern hair loss. And the second manifestation is hyperinsulinemia, characterized by acanthosis nigricans. That is the bluish patch which is developed on the surface of the skin due to the increase in the insulin present in the blood. Let's first see the difference between the PCO and PCOS, as everyone has a confusion regarding the same. Let me clear you one thing, that PCO is just the normal variant ovaries which is present in the women's ovary. It has nothing to do with the elevated hormonal levels or irregular menstrual cycle. Even she can conceive normally. But that isn't the case with the women with PCOS. Following two factors amongst the three, if confirmed, the woman has PCOS. Let us see the factors. First is polycysts present in the ovaries when dealt with the sonograph. Second is irregular menstrual cycle. And third is increased male hormone in the blood test or associated symptoms such as hirsutism, acne, and alopecia. Prevalence: 12 to 18% women of the reproductive age suffers with PCOS, whereas in PCO, pre-reproductive age group women are mainly suffering from. It is a metabolic kind of a disorder which has many risk factors associated, mainly diabetes, especially gestational diabetes, that is diabetes in the pregnant women, cardiovascular diseases, obesity, and endometrial cancer. This endometrial cancer is due to the missing of the menstrual cycle, which leads to endometrial line thickening, and when it thickens and thickens, it leads to endometrial hyperplasia, ultimately leading to endometrial malignancy, nothing but endometrial cancer. There is an elevated level of the hormones which is seen in the woman with PCOS, and conception is at risk since it leads to subfertility, infertility, or even if she tries to conceive, there is an increased risk of miscarriage. Cause of PCOS, obesity. This is the first and the foremost cause of the woman with PCOS, since it exacerbates the manifestation symptoms such as hyperandrogenism and hyperinsulinemia. Diabetes also exacerbates the same symptoms along with the polycystic ovaries. And insulin resistance mainly deals with the gestational diabetes. Other problems associated are irregular menstrual cycle, ultimately leading to endometrial cancer if it worsens, lack of hormone estrogen present in the woman's body. Risk factors and pathogenesis. If we talk about genetics, yes, it is genetically transferred disorder, and the gene which is responsible for this transfer is 7 beta hydroxysteroid dehydrogenase type 6. This is the causative gene factor. Intrauterine exposure. Exposure to the testosterone in the uterine is correlated with the development of the PCOS-like symptoms such as hyperinsulinemia, hyperandrogenism, oligoanovulation, and polycystic ovaries. Environment and lifestyle. Yes, this is the first and the foremost risk factor which is associated. Since sedentary lifestyle result in the decrease in the metabolic function, which leads to increase in the body weight of the woman and leading to oligoanovulation and hyperandrogenism. And last but not the least is obesity. All the risk factors which is associated is responsible for the pathophysiology of PCOS, leading to either increase in the gonadotropin pulsatile release, which ultimately leads to the LH is to FSH ratio, or insulin resistance is seen, which leads to hyperinsulinemia, and both the causes leads to excess of the androgens which is present in the women's body, characterized by hirsutism, acne, alopecia, ultimately resulting to the errors in follicle development. Either leads to polycyst in her ovaries or anovulation. If anovulation continues, it leads to subfertility, irregular menstruation, and there is a decrease in the hormone progesterone in her body, which is the risk associated with the endometrial cancer. There are several complications which is associated with PCOS, mainly infertility, repeated miscarriages, gestational diabetes, hypertension, non-alcoholic steatohepatitis, abnormal uterine bleeding, depression and anxiety, endometrial hyperplasia, which ultimately results to endometrial malignancy, sleep apnea, metabolic syndromes. There are various diagnostic tests which is seen to confirm the women having PCOS. The first and the foremost is checking the polycyst in her ovaries by sonography. Various blood tests to check the hormonal levels such as FSH, LH, testosterone, estrogen, human chorionic gonadotropin. This is a hormone which confirms the pregnancy of a woman. Anti-Mullerian hormone, and other tests such as lipid profile test to check the cholesterol and triglyceride levels, glucose tolerance, and insulin test to check the gestational diabetes state. Now let's talk about the treatment of PCOS. First, let's deal with the allopathic drug. Oral contraceptives and anti-androgens are mainly dealing with the symptomatic relief of the woman, like hirsutism, menstrual disorders, etc. Metformin, it is an anti-diabetic drug which here is used for gestational diabetes. When metformin is combined with clomiphene citrate, it gives the first line treatment for the women having infertility problems and PCOS. As clomiphene citrate is dealing with the induction of the ovulation for the infertile women with PCOS. And there is another class of the drug, namely biologics and biosimilars are there in the market to deal with the fertility issues in the women with infertility. And the first and the foremost drug is Gonal F. And this is only used if clomiphene citrate shows resistance in the particular woman. Next is laboratory or surgical methods. Ovarian drilling comes as a second line of treatment after clomiphene citrate shows its resistance. This can be used before ART. ART is assisted reproduction treatment. Next is in vitro fertilization. After clomiphene citrate and ovarian drilling fails, then one can choose IVF, that is in vitro fertilization, in which there is a retrieval of the oocyte from the ovaries and in vitro combination with the sperm to produce the embryo. And there is an associated risk, that is OHSS, namely ovarian hyperstimulation syndromes, which can be minimized by taking the anti-androgens. There are various herbs which is approved for the treatment of polycystic ovarian syndrome, mainly aloe vera, gugul, hazelnut, turmeric, flax seeds, fenugreek, green tea, pomegranate, licorice, etc. There is various mechanism for each of these drugs and which is an approved for the treatment of PCOS. There is yoga and naturopathy which is also approved for the treatment of PCOS. And naturopathy is the medication-less treatment which deals with the hydrotherapy, massage, fasting therapy, and diet therapy. There are various yogasanas which is also approved for the treatment of PCOS, mainly pranayams, kapalbhati, surya namaskar, etc. So as it is better said that prevention is better than cure, so since this is a sedentary lifestyle or environmental disorder, we can minimize it by increasing our exercise limits and having a proper healthy diet to stay healthy and stay away from PCOS. Thank you.